Hi, I'm City Manager Ed Zuercher, and welcome to another edition of Doing What Matters, the show where we talk to Phoenix employees about the work they do to serve the community. Keeping Phoenix clean is one of the important things to our residents, and we have a team of city employees who work on all aspects of neighborhood code enforcement. One of them that draws a lot of attention has to do with the illegal signs, the A-frames or the pop-up signs that we see in the right-of-way, and city inspectors work on those. We're going to talk today to one of our city inspectors who does that, Gerard Brilhante. Gerard, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Ed.
So you're a neighborhood preservation inspector.
Yes.
And what do you do as an NP, a neighborhood preservation inspector?
Well, the past 2 years I've been just dealing with illegal signs. Believe it or not, there's a conglomerate of signs throughout the city, from the A-frames to wired signs to feathered flag signs to banners, and so I deal with commercial business as well as residents that have these illegal signs.
And you take complaints from residents about signs that they encounter?
Correct.
And,
That's correct.
And then once the complaint comes in, what do you do?
I go out and visit the site. I make sure that there is in fact a violation. And
You can't just pull any sign up out of the street. There's work you have to do in advance, yes?
Well, if the signs are in the right-of-way, we have the authority to remove them.
Okay.
I usually try to make contact with that person who has that sign, if it is of monetary value as a city placed upon. But these wire signs that we stick in the ground, those I just take.
And so for the businesses, there's education. It's not solely enforcement. You need to educate people.
Correct.
Talk about your role as an educator.
Well, we provide them with a brochure. I tell them what is needed to be done as far as permit process and the fees that they can incur to have these signs legally placed. And then if they choose to do so, then I direct them to our developmental services where they can go and get their permits. If they choose the other path, then we take follow our policy.
So the signs we see are visual blight, but there's other forms of blight that you deal with. You told me about the top 8 is
Correct.
very important. As a neighborhood preservation inspector, what sorts of other blight are you dealing with on a daily basis that people are calling about?
On a daily basis, our complaints are usually abandoned vehicles, inoperable vehicles that people continue to store in their properties, overheight vegetation, accumulation of trash, and outside storage of materials that are not to be within a residential property, and they're visible from the street. So we deal in that, and again, we make contact and try to bring that property into compliance.
And some of the people you encounter aren't doing it because they necessarily want to, but maybe they don't have the resources. As an inspector, how do you deal with someone who's elderly or disabled or just doesn't have the resources to take down a tree or some blighting condition?
Well, the city neighborhood services has come up with a program that we've gone out and solicited contractors and other people who volunteer their help, church groups, Keeping Phoenix Clean, and we solicit them to go out and help some of these people who don't have the means to remove a 50-foot dead tree. They may be living on Social Security and they just can't afford to do it, or they're physically not capable. So we provide that service to them, and we take care of that violation for them and remove whatever it is that needs to be removed. And we've gone as far as painting homes.
Wow, that's tremendous work. Really appreciate the work you and your fellow inspectors do. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Ed.
If you'd like to learn more about how to join Gerard and our other great city employees in fighting blight, go to the website on your screen. For Doing What Matters, I'm City Manager Ed Zuercher.